It's time for your TLC Hiking Club monthly vid clip. What's going on, folks? So let's get right into it. Last month, May, we completed part 2 of our ultra day hike series. 2 of 5 5-part ultra day hike series. And that was Buckskin Gulch. And we ended up going from White House Trailhead into Wire Pass. Phenomenal weekend, great adventure, great time staying at the resort there at Lake Powell Resort and Marina. I definitely, would refer anybody I know going to the Page, Arizona area for the multitude of tourist events that they have in the area, such as Lower Antelope, Upper Antelope, Secret Canyon, Horseshoe Bend, and a plethora of other things to do. Glen Canyon, the Lake Powell itself. There's a lot to do in the Page, Arizona area. That if you go there, stay at the resort. It's not that expensive. Granted, you might be able to get a Motel 6 for $58, a night in downtown Page. Yeah. But all in all, for the amenities that you get by staying on the lake, I don't know, it was $200 a night for a double bed on the lake. You can get them as cheap as, I think, $1.50 a night, so that you're not on the lake. We divided it up by 3 guys, and, it was not that expensive for the weekend. Anyhow, the Buckskin Gulch trip, it was part 2 of the ultra day hike, and ended up being, 23 miles, 22 miles, 24 miles, something in that neighborhood. And just to recap, for those that are just jumping in and wondering what's going on with this ultra day hike series and, in our group, what we do is more of an ultra dayer, that we call it in slang terms in the hiking community, where we will take an adventure where some backpacking groups will do it in 2 or 3 days, and we'll knock it out in a day. And there's several reasons that we do that, of course. Most of us, have jobs, careers, families, that we just can't afford to take the time off, that kind of time off, to do some of those events. Additionally, some of us just are not campers or backpackers. We'll rough it. We'll do 16 miles on the trail, but at the end of the trail, we want a hot bath and a bed to get into. So, and each to their own, So what we do is we take those events and we will jam it into one day, an ultra dayer, an ultra day hike that we perform. So to put it in perspective, last month, Buckskin Gulch, I know plenty of people that will actually camp about halfway through it, 11 miles in, they'll camp, and then do 11 miles out the following day. We did it, I think, 8.5, 9 hours, something of that nature, and we took our time. I mean, I took 6 breaks, and I normally don't take very many breaks, maybe 2 breaks, 3 breaks the entire time, but I took 6 breaks because I wanted to enjoy the beauty and try to slow the pace down a little bit. And I took 238 pictures. So by no means did we trail run the whole thing or, blaze it in lightning speed. But, it's just to put that out there, that is a hike that you can easily do in one day. Now, were we hurting? Yeah, we were hurting. And more of it was the feet because of hiking in sand. I think it's the first time that, any of us or most of us have ever hiked in sand for 20-plus miles. Of course, we've done it for a mile or 2 here or there, but 20-plus miles of, 2 to 6 inches of sand the whole way along works on the feet, blisters them up. Glad that I brought a second pair of shoes and socks to change into that helped save the pain of the feet. But anyhow, the beauty of the area, phenomenal. Quite the infrastructure that goes in to completing that, because it was a shuttle. We had to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, meet at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was one of those adventures because we had to place vehicles at one at our exit portal, drive back around to the entrance portal, and the day began. We ended up hiking, started our hike, right around twilight, maybe a little after twilight. Sun wasn't quite up yet. Ended up being a phenomenal hike, a successful hike. We all had a great time. Thank you to all those who attended. I think we had 23. I think it was 23 of us that went. 25. My apologies. Anyhow, so moving on. The next adventure, June's adventure coming up, is the Flagstaff trip. So, what I decided to do, and occasionally I will throw a moderate hike in there to bring out some of the people that we normally wouldn't see, or bring out some of the families, which is what the Flagstaff trip is designed to do. Also, it's designed to pick up a lot of those little onesies, those little tourist trap things that are worthy of seeing. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the Lava River Cave, it's a mile journey underground in a river tube, in a lava tube. I mean, come on, that's worthy of seeing, especially if you're a resident of Arizona. These are things that you should have underneath your belt just for being a resident of Arizona, let alone a hiker. So, we are making it a 6-part adventure. Smaller, little tiny hikes, 1 mile, 1.5 mile, 3.5 mile. 5 parts are being done on Saturday, June the 13th, June the 14th, Saturday. And then we're finishing it off with a morning hike on Sunday the 15th to Mount Eldon Lookout. And the reason why we're doing this, or that hike, is it basically is the Camelback Mountain of Flagstaff. Camelback, as you guys know, is probably the most popular hike in Phoenix. And this hike in Flagstaff has the same qualities or the same traits. It's 5 miles round trip, 5.2, something of that nature, and you're going to be climbing about 2,400 to 2,500 feet. So 2.5 miles up, you're climbing 2,500 feet. So it is all uphill, all downhill, the whole way. A great workout, but it's short, relatively short. So it's a great workout. You can get it in, get it out, bang it in, bang it out quite quickly for the day. So a lot of the locals in Flag will use this as their daily or weekly hiking regime, much like some of the locals here in Phoenix do with Camelback Mountain or Squaw Peak, per se. So that is our agenda, our adventure that I'm running. There are a few other hikes that are being done by some of the other organizers in June, and I tip my hat to those guys. Thank you for that. But that's the adventure that I'm running in June. And I guess that's about it, guys. Hope you're having a great summer. Stay cool out there, my friends. Make it a productive week. See you.